Let's create daily habits together to make sure you are reaching your yearly goals and absolutely crushing them. This is part 3 of a 3-part series about how to set yearly goals and then to actually crush those yearly goals, not just to have them, put them in a shelf, and then look at them in December and be like, dude, I wasn't even close. In part 1, I shared with you how to set those yearly goals. Part 2, I talked about how to reverse engineer to make sure throughout the year you are working your way towards those goals. And then today, I'm going to talk about setting simple daily habits or non-negotiables to make sure you are going to actually reach those goals. It's easy to look at the numbers and be like, oh, I have to earn this much this week in order to hit my monthly goal that will reach my quarterly goal that will reach my yearly goal. But what you need to be doing every single day is writing down your non-negotiable items that you will be completing that day before your head hits the pillow. Now, maybe you run multiple businesses, or maybe you're a busy mom and you're running a side business and you're trying to grow a business. Trust me, I get it. I am a mom, I run 3 businesses, I am a wife, I'm a friend, and I also love to get outside and go on adventures, and I've truly built my businesses around the kind of life and living the kind of life that I want to have. So I do not want a daily to-do list that is as long as a CVS receipt, if you know what I'm talking about. That's like the super long receipt. You want to set daily non-negotiables that you can actually accomplish. This is how I do this on a weekly basis. On Sunday, I like to sit down and write down a list of all of the things I need to do for the week in order to move the needle forward on my business. Now, maybe some of these are things that I'm doing every single week or every single day. I know that I need to be sending at minimum 1 newsletter a week per business. I know that I need to be having a certain number of discovery calls or calls on the books every single week per business. So I know that I have certain numbers and metrics that I want to hit in order to hit my financial goals. So if you are looking at your financial goal, say it's that 6-figure goal and you are trying to earn the $8,333 a month that I believe it was, you need to look at the cost of your product or how much you earn from making your sales, and then how many sales do you need to make in a month. If your product is $1,000, then you need to be making 8 sales that month in order to reach the $1,000. Next, you need to be looking at your conversion rate. If you do one-on-one discovery calls, or if you are closing people in the DMs or in conversations, or maybe you have a brick and mortar store and it is the number of customers that are coming into your store versus the number of customers that are actually purchasing. How many conversations are you having in which a customer is actually purchasing? For example, I know that I have around a 30% closing rate. So if I need to be making X amount of dollars per month, I know exactly how many sales I need to be making in order to hit that. Now I need to look at that 30% conversion rate and say, how many conversations do I need to be having? How many one-on-one calls do I need to schedule? How many customers do I need to walk into my store today or this week in order to hit that financial goal? It's as simple as that. Now that I know that goal, I'm going to sit down with my piece of paper. Like, once again, you guys, I don't have any sort of fancy planner. Like, I got my notebook. And so I sit down and I write down all of the things that I need to be doing that week. Writing newsletters, sending DMs. What's the number of DMs I need to be sending? Posting on social media, having one-on-one calls, all the tasks throughout the week that I know I need to be doing to move the needle forward on my business. Maybe you're creating new content or a new course, or you have a new business going on. What are the things that you need to accomplish that week? And then also write down the real things in your life too, right? Like, was one of your yearly goals having that, better relationship with your spouse? Write down the date night, right? Like, write it down. That is part of your weekly task. Write down the dentist appointments, the family appointments, everything else in there. Once it's written down, what I do is I go through my week and I write down and time block. And listen, when I say time block, I don't mean that everything you write down in your planner needs to be in stone, right? I just schedule out where I want things for the week to try to make it work as best as possible. But life, my friends, is what happens when you least expect it. So you have to expect life to pop up in there throughout your week, and you just have to be okay with it. Things are never going to be perfect. Now that I have all my tasks written out, I get to Monday morning. Every single morning, I sit down and I write in a journal. And the first thing I write in my journal, I started a new one this year, is a sentence. And it is, and I'll put it in the notes of this episode, I commit to blank in the next 90 days. I break this down into quarters. I commit to blank in the next 90 days. When blank, I will feel blank. I celebrate because it already happened. Now, some people say that this is manifesting or visualizing. I write it down, what I want to accomplish in the next 90 days. If it's that 6-figure year, in the next 90 days, this would sound like I commit to earning $25,000 in the next 90 days. When I earn this $25,000, I will feel absolutely accomplished and know that I am on my way to crushing my goals. I celebrate because it already happened. The next day, I commit to blank in the next 89 days. And you're going to count down over the 90 days. I sit there, I write it, I think about it, I visualize it, I get pumped up for my day. From there, I do like to read 10 pages of some sort of personal development book. I'm currently rereading Super Attractor. I also have The Power of One More, Ed Milet. 10X Rule by 10X Rule by Grant Cardone is one of my absolute favorites. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I like to read something just to get my brain going and moving for the day. And then I look at my list of the things that I want to accomplish that day from my weekly brain dump. And then I take my top 3 non-negotiable items that are going to move my business forward that day. And I write those 3 things down. You can write them on a sticky note. You can put them on a note on your phone. You can write them at the top of your planner, wherever. Maybe it's send a newsletter, have 10 conversations in the DMs, set up that marketing campaign for Google or Facebook ads. It is whatever is the non-negotiable item that you need to accomplish that day. And then you do not let your head hit the pillow until those 3 things are done. That's it. If it's have 5 conversations in the DMs, have a one-on-one call, schedule one-on-one call, send the newsletter, do the post on social media, whatever that non-negotiable thing is that is going to move your business forward so you earn the income. If it's about relationship, maybe it's sending your husband a text that you love him, or it's that date night that you have scheduled. It is that non-negotiable item that you have written down, and your head does not hit your pillow until you complete those 3 tasks. Now, once again, I know that life happens, and I built my businesses around my life. So if a friend texts me like I want to go on a hike, I just try to get those 3 non-negotiable things done before I go on the hike or after. Or some days if things come up, you can always move one of those non-negotiables to the next day. Now, when Friday rolls around, I actually work my work week in 4 days. I work Monday through Thursday. So I do this on Thursdays, but if you are on a 5-day work week or a 6-day work week, whatever it is, the final day of your work week, you're going to have what Brendon Burchard calls a Friday finisher, where you're going to look at all the tasks for the week. If there's anything on there that you didn't accomplish, that goes on your Friday finishers list. And you do not put your head on the pillow, my friend, until you complete those Friday finishers. By creating these habits, by journaling, by reading, and just by doing those 3 non-negotiables. I don't want you to have a list as long as CVS. I want you to have 3 non-negotiables that you do during your workday that moves the needle on your business forward. And by doing this, I guarantee you that you're going to be so much closer to hitting your monthly goals. And as the compound effect takes on and these habits start to stack, let me tell you, in your first month, maybe you don't hit that metric, that financial goal, and maybe it doesn't happen in the second month. But the 3rd month, the 4th month, you hit it. And then the 5th month, the 6th month, the 7th month, it grows even beyond. Because you're habit stacking and because you're learning the tools of a 6-figure entrepreneur, you will become a 6-figure entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed this goal setting and crushing your goals series. Make sure to subscribe below. I would love to hear what questions you have. Once again, I'm always in the comments down there answering your questions, and let me know if there's any series you'd love to see in the future. I am here to serve you. I am here to help you build a business around your life. And I will see you next week for another episode.